Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. It is my great pleasure, and I am honored to join you virtually on Green Skills Strategy for Sustainable Development session of the World Vocational and Technical Education Development Conference. My name is Aslıhan Arıkan. I am the Secretary General of the Turkish Packaging Manufacturers Association. Today, I want to talk about manufacturing for environmental sustainability. World population increases as estimated in 2050. There will be average 9 billion people living on our planet. This graph has been prepared by considering the population growth. As you see from the graph, we live in oil and natural gas population era. We are dependent on those resources. As population increases, the amount of oil produced every day also increases. World has limited resources and disposal areas. More than 90 billion tons of raw materials enter the economic system. Around 60% of waste ends up in landfill. According to OECD, it is expected to reach 167 billion tons in 2060. Current economic model can be summarized as take, make, dispose. We should embrace the circular economy model, which is simply defined as make, use, recycle, so that we can protect the environment and conserve our resources, maintain the economic prosperity and continuity, and ensure social well-being and equity. Waste hierarchy sets out most favorable to least favorable options for waste management. Reduction, reuse, and recycling are the most favored options, fitting the circular economy. On the other hand, do you think that do shoppers know which packaging systems are better for the environment, or do environmental considerations have an impact on their packaging preferences and purchase decisions? Yes or no, it doesn't matter. Manufacturers, suppliers, and designers should design to minimize impact on the environment. Consumers are concerned about the litter in the oceans and over-packaging issues, so we need to educate people. Under-packaging is dangerous because we will waste food. Over-packaging is not good for us because we want to save our resources. We need to optimize our packaging and product design. We have to perform life cycle analysis. We don't forget hygiene, and we should trade offs between food waste and packaging, as little as possible, as much as necessary. Remember this, plastics have shaped the modern civilization, and they are used in many applications such as sports, health, technology, transport, and of course, packaging. If you look at plastic demand by sector, we can say packaging is the biggest end-use market, having almost 40% share by volume. Unfortunately, packaging receives much negative publicity because of environmental issues. There is a need for packaging. When food waste is considered, packaging is part of the solution, not the problem, but environmentally, plastic packaging pollution is the problem. As an example, Europe cannot have enough capacity to recycle the polyolefin packaging waste. So European countries export those waste to Asian countries, and unfortunately, those waste will become the problem for Asian countries. We have to take positive action for moving to a more circular economy. The new plastics economy, as stated by Ellen MacArthur Foundation, shows us reducing material consumption, using only recyclable materials, and recycling more will be very important in the future. Also, there is a climate change problem. 55% of the total current emissions of the world are for energy, such as fuels in our cars and electricity we use every second. Remaining 45% is generated from making products. How we reach zero emissions in 2050, we have to transfer this 45% to circular economy. We are at the beginning level, and there is too much work to do. Recycling should be considered as the last line of defense for manufacturing industries. If we do recycling, we will reduce energy, raw material, and carbon dioxide emissions. When you recycle packaging, you will have less carbon dioxide emissions. This table includes measured data by companies and institutions. For example, if we recycle 1 ton of steel, we will save 1.5 tons of carbon dioxide. European Green Deal is very important agreement regarding manufacturing. It is the detailed agreement of new trade cycle, and environmental friendly production became legal. And there is also Fit for 55 agreement, which meaning reducing net greenhouse gas emissions by at least 55% by 2030. Follow the production and export targets and their progress regarding European Green Deal targets. Convert your production lines based on raw material efficiency and circular economy, and of course, measure the carbon footprint of your products. There is an important mechanism, which is carbon border adjustment mechanism. It is related to all supplying operations like paper, glass, steel, aluminum, polymers, petroleum products, and other raw materials. Carbon dioxide equivalent emissions values will be calculated, and there will be taxes. Of course, it is very important for high emission industries like electricity, transport, agriculture, cement, and iron and steel. Industry should turn this agreement into an opportunity for sustainable development. Final part of this speech is Sustainable Development Goals. United Nations sets its 17 Sustainable Development Goals in 2015, and those goals are intended to be achieved by the year 2030. There are main 17 goals. Of course, business impacts of our industries are different. For example, for manufacturing, goals 8, 12, 9, 13, and 17 are very important. 8, decent work and economic growth. 12, responsible consumption and production. 9, industry, innovation, and infrastructure. 13, climate action. 7, affordable and clean energy. For instance, Walmart targets 100% renewable energy by 2035, electrifying and zeroing out emissions from all vehicles, including trucks, by 2040, protecting minimum 50 million hectare land, and restoring 1 million miles square ocean. Turkish glass packaging manufacturer Şişecam targets transition to fully electric furnace and 15% reduction in freshwater consumption by 2030, 50% reduction in packaging waste, and reaching 35% glass cullet using glass packaging. Chrome Corp accelerates sustainability commitments with launch of 20 by 30 program, and they will aim to resource 75% renewable energy in 2030 and to reduce packaging material used by making cans 10% lighter in weight. Final example from Coca-Cola Beverage Company. They are aiming to collect and recycle a bottle or can for each one they sell by 2030, and they will add minimum 50% recycled content in all bottles globally, and they will resource 100% renewable energy in all plants, and they are aiming being carbon neutral production producer. So this chart shows the history of rising awareness. United Nations and other incentives declared Kyoto Protocol in 1997, followed by the Paris Climate Agreement in 2015. And now we are going to the era of sustainability with all these goals, targets. We have to empower consumers with the ability to lead their lives in a more environmentally positive way by using sustainable products. We have to rethink, redesign, reduce, reuse, and recycle our products. During the pandemic, we stayed at home, did online shopping through small screens. So we can say packaging and logistics will be the key industries for the future. On the other hand, there is over-packaging and mixture of different materials for shipment of goods in e-commerce. There is packaging waste problem because of growing e-commerce. Therefore, we have to rethink and redesign those e-commerce materials for future sustainability as well. Consumers demand increase in life expectancy. Increasing life expectancy can be achieved by packaged products. Let us redesign and use them properly, and let us save our planet together. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my great pleasure to join you virtually today. Please keep safe. Thank you.